Hello and welcome to our presentation on getting voters to pay attention to your campaign yard sign, presented by CampaignTrailYardSigns.com. I'm Ben Donahauer. Let's get right into it. The principal benefit of campaign signs is to get the attention of voters. And if you're not able to do that, you're wasting your time, money, and effort ordering signs, paying for them, distributing them out to people, whatever you're going to do with them. So the trick in getting them to work and getting people to understand who you are and what office you're running for to get that initial name ID before you start identifying and persuading these voters is to get them to see these signs, to get them to notice them. So how do we do that? Well, an important element in campaign yard sign design is contrast. You want to choose colors that are just going to stand out. You don't really want to pick green because there's grass behind it. You don't really want to pick red, white, and blue because every single other campaign sign out there is red, white, and blue. So you want to differentiate yourself from your opponent, from the other candidates on your own ticket and on the other party's ticket. Use a different color than your traditional patriotic color, something that someone's going to notice. So that's a critical element here. You want to make sure that you're choosing colors that are unusual, that contrast well, so you can really see the words on the campaign sign. And then, likewise, to be able to see the words on the campaign sign, there needs to be a few of them as possible. That means just the candidate's name, just the office they're running for. Anything else in addition to that is really going to detract from the visibility. This also ties into what we've been talking about. Oftentimes, the slickest designs, campaign signs from a design perspective, are often the least effective. They might look great on a website, they might look great on a direct mail piece, and they might even look great on a sign when you're seeing it right in front of you in your proof online, or even just as you're assembling them. They might look great, but are they something that's going to attract the attention of voters? And if that's not the case, if there's subtle colors, if there's too much going on on the sign from a design perspective, it might look great, but it isn't going to get the attention of voters. You need big blocky letters, bold colors, and maybe even colors that don't necessarily work well with one another, but that really attract the attention from voters. Likewise, anything that you can do to make your sign different, that's really what we've been talking about on a meta level here. Picking different colors than the usual campaign signs. Having a different look and feel than other campaign signs when we're talking about ugly signs. And finally, you can make some subtle changes to the size of your sign to really differentiate it from your other opponents that you're running against, or the other signs that are out there more generally. If your sign's just a little bit bigger, just a little bit smaller, and of course there's exponential benefit to having even larger signs and smaller signs that are just going to make your sign stand out from all the other signs that might be a standard size. Now this, I think, is the least important consideration. For one, because as your signs do get bigger, they're going to end up costing a lot more. So this is lower on the priority scale than some of the other design techniques that you can use to differentiate your sign. But it's something to think about, particularly if you have a long surname. You're going to want a larger sign anyway, just so that you can get your name big enough that people can actually see it. Finally, quantity over quality. And I say that, again, to harken back to the design element. You're not Steve Jobs here, you're just trying to get people to look at your sign. You're not trying to create the world's most beautiful sign, but the sign that's going to get the most attention so that people recognize who you are and the office that you're running for. Likewise, quantity does this. If you're going to put multiple signs in succession of one another, if you're going to put them right in a row, you're going to increase the chances that people are going to notice your sign for the same reason that people would notice your sign if you in fact ordered larger signs. So putting them near each other is going to create this big block of signs that people are going to notice more than just a single sign on its own. Likewise, if you wanted to do something creative, you can use the Burma shave style, which is where you'll see signs in succession, but each sign has only one element of the message that you wanted to portray. So a very simple example would be the name of the candidate on one sign, and then the second sign noted the office that they were running for. Sometimes I've seen campaign slogans done this way, highlighting attention to certain issues through multiple signs in this fashion as well. Those are really the critical elements that you should consider to get the most attention from your campaign signs. I hope that you found this presentation and these tips and tricks useful for the campaign signs that you're going to order for your campaign, and check out campaigntrailyardsigns.com for recommended yard signs and some more tips and tricks to get the most of the yard signs that you do order. Thanks, and take care.